Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, the men that taught us this truth through the Spirit. Peace and blessings to you brothers teaching this word in truth and sincerity. And peace and blessings to the rest of the elect of the house of Israel that's scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Now, I'm your brother Barack Obama. I got with me. And me and his brother was building that camp. And, you know, spiritual lows, unproductive, spiritual droughts, having that gray cloud over your head, something that men of the Lord go through, you know. Don't beat yourself up too much. You got to get up, back up on your feet and keep pushing forward, all right? You know, brothers got moments where they don't read. Brothers got moments where they don't, they do shows but can't get through the show because they feel like it ain't good enough. What they say it isn't good enough. They keep hitting record. They starting over, hitting record. You know, when you reading, you falling asleep, which shows that this is a spiritual battle. This is not a carnal battle. You try to study, but then the spirits have you fall asleep. You know, you get tired, but you got energy to do anything else in the world. This is a spiritual battle. You understand? And a part of those spiritual droughts, a part of those unproductive moments, days, weeks, is all a part of the spiritual battle. All right? Say anything you want to say?
No, brother. You got it, man.
Matthew 7.
Matthew 7?
Yep.
Okay. This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 13. It reads, Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way.
So the Bible tells us to enter ye through the straight gate. Straight, S-T-R-A-I-T, meaning a position of difficulty, something hard to go through. So us being servants of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, all right, us being men of the Lord, Lord's will, we have to enter through that position of difficulty. We have to go through the hardships. And a part of those hardships is those spiritual droughts, them unproductive moments, when that gray cloud is over your head and you just feel like shit. It's not that you're denying the Lord or doubting the Lord. It's just that you're not locked in or in the spirit as you felt before, when you was on fire, when you was doing shows repeatedly, consistently, reading repeatedly and consistently. This is a part of the straight gate. Not only the hardships you will get from the world, your family, your loved ones, your job, your woman, your kids, but the hardships doing this work.
Enter ye in at the straight gate. It's a lot. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
Broad is the way that leads to destruction.
Right.
Broad way.
Yep.
If this truth was for the masses, if this truth was a cakewalk, a walk in the park, you got it.
Yep.
Guess what? Broad way is the way that leadeth to destruction.
That's right.
All right? The easy way leadeth to destruction. And there's nothing easy about this truth.
That's right.
When you cross those lines and you come into this camp and you put on a garment with the fringes and the borders of blue, you call upon the names of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, prepare to go through hardship.
I got you right here.
Okay.
This is Timothy's chapter 3. I got two for you.
Okay.
Timothy's chapter 3, verse 12. It reads, Yea, and all that will live godly in Yahushai shall suffer persecution.
All that live godly in Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And what it means to live godly, living according to the ways of the Most High's word, living according to the Lord's statutes and commandments.
Got a precept for you how to live. This is St. John chapter 5, verse 3. It says, verse 2. But this we know, that we love the children of the Most High, when we love the Most High and keep his commandments. For this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
So what is love? No, not the love, not the definition of love that the world teaches you. What is love according to the Most High? The Lord's statutes, commandments, keeping them, which keeps you godly. All right? The Lord's statutes, commandments. Those are the things that make you holy.
Yeah.
And the scripture says it's not grievous, it's not hard. All right? Go back to Matthew.
Okay, back to Matthew chapter 7, verse 13 again. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which, let me read that again. And there be many, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it.
So it tells you the masses of the people are going to find the broad way. Are going to try to do the easy way, take the easy route. But coming to serve the Lord, there's nothing easy about it. All right? It says, read that part again.
Yeah.
Straight is the way.
Yep. It says, because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way, which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it.
Straight is the gate, which is the gate that represents Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Because remember, he said he is the door. He is the way, the truth, and the light.
Yep.
And few that be that find it, which is the elect, the remnant, the ones that's going to call upon their names. Okay.
The one in that's Second Ezra.
Get Second Ezra 16 first.
Gonna get that?
Yeah, then we're going to get that.
Okay. 16, and you said towards the end.
Yeah, like 50.
Second Ezra 16.
Seventy-three.
73. Is that really?
Yep.
Okay. This is Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 73. It reads, Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire.
And this is what you got to constantly remind yourself. Men of the Lord is going to be tried through the fire. What is the fire? The daily adversity, the daily hardships and difficulties of life. Especially not being perfect as serving the Lord. You want to be perfect, but this flesh won't allow you to be perfect.
I got something for you.
Yeah.
This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 2, verse 1. It reads, My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
This is this is like the introduction to the truth, man.
Yeah.
If you come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for being tested.
Yeah.
Temptation is another way of being tested.
Yeah.
It's synonymous. I forgot the origin, but it's synonymous with being tested.
Yeah. Okay. It's just like when you see like them shows and what was that? The Biggest Loser? What's that? The Biggest Loser?
Right. The fat people.
The fat people. We might get this deleted because you said that.
Fat shaming.
Fat shaming. That might be a hate crime, man. Anyway, yeah. So, Biggest Loser, and they had to do workouts and stay on the diet, and they would be tempted every once in a while with a cake or whatever. What was that cake? Sometimes they purposely put food in front of them to see if they'll test them to see if they'll break. Now, if they didn't accept the cake or certain goodies that might bring them, backtrack them, from their goal, losing weight, then they didn't accept it. They passed the test. People would lose a certain amount of weight and then have a binge of eating cake and hot dogs all night, and they gain 10 pounds right back already. You failed the test. So this what the brother's going through the spirit. This is what if you believe in the Lord, the Lord's going to test you. What's wrong with that? I mean, you can't believe in the Lord and not be tested. You got to be tested to test you to make sure that you do believe in His word.
Nice.
Because everybody can say,
I know God.
Yeah, I know God. Yeah. You know, talk is cheap though. You know, talk is cheap. Action. That's why even the Lord says, faith without works is dead. You know, the works is what? Is serving and worshiping the Lord by not only by word, but more so by action, which is really your spirit. You know, which starts with the commandments, like the brother's going through, because the commandments lay you on that straight path. You know, it disciplines you, which that's what it means to be a disciple anyway, to be disciplined in the law, statutes, commandments. So, you know, when you're in that path, you know what I mean? You're on that narrow path, you got to balance yourself. You got to be where you got to be focused, you know? And if you walk in a wide gate, you just walk wherever you want. Right. And that's what these people do in the world. I believe in the Lord, but they can do anything they want as far as what's good or wrong.
I accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord.
And that's it. Then you got the wrong name in the first place.
Yeah, you eating bacon and all types of other shit.
Yeah, so how are you being tested to test your faith for the Lord? How are you showing the Lord that you really truly love Him and love His word? You have to be tested on that. And like the brother's going through, none of you do. Only the men of the Lord do. And it starts with the commandments that this world plays little how should I say? They played off like a very little thing. Right. Adultery, eating wrong foods, right. Worshiping other gods. Right. That's damn near one of the highest forms of treason against the Lord, man. Right. Breaking these laws.
Right. Worthy of death.
Worthy of death. Come on. It says, again, 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 73. Then, we're in Ecclesiasticus, Sirach 2. Yeah, Sirach 2. This is Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, set thy heart aright, and constantly endure.
You got to constantly make yourself hard. Yeah. You got to weather the storm. Just like the seasons change, and you have to adapt to the seasons, whether it's summer, it's hot, winter, it's cold, it's snowing. Yeah. You got to adapt.
Beautiful.
You have to adapt to the hell, the fire that the Lord is purifying.
Beautiful. I mean, meaning like, you know, when winter comes, you're not gonna be wearing shorts and a t-shirt.
Right.
You got to adapt to the weather.
Right.
And in summer, like you were saying, you're not gonna be wearing a winter coat.
Right.
You know, you got to adapt to each season. Beautiful analogy.
Just like you got to adapt to the hell.
That's right.
You don't give in to the hell. You don't let the hell break you. You adapt. And that's what the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua does. It helps us combat adversity, Satan. The brother was building with me. You know, he said one of the ways that he combats spirits is fasting, praying. All right?
It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, set thy heart aright, and constantly endure.
Set your mind aright, get your mind prepared. Yeah. You're going to catch hell. This is not your rest. Because the Lord is consistently and constantly will remind you this place is not your rest.
That's right. Yep.
Your woman is not your rest.
Yep.
Your kids is not your rest.
Yep.
That's fucked up. Your woman is not your rest. That's fucked up. But that's the curses the Most High put on Israel.
Yeah, and the Bible the scripture describes the woman, she's supposed to be a pillar of rest. You know? She's supposed to be something you kind of lean back on, like for comfort as physically and mentally in a certain way. More so physically, by guiding the children, guiding the house, and pleasing you also, fulfilling your desires as far as your orders, how you want things conducted, and other things. You know, I ain't gonna go into it, but physically too. Yeah, you know, they're supposed to be second to your estate, like a vice president or a secretary to your shit.
Right.
You know, that's what a woman is. She's your vice president or your secretary.
Right.
You know, and you came in, and when you were work, you rely on your secretaries and your receptionists, you know, to give you a report, to give you this, or can you handle this, can you fax this for me, whatever. That's what a wife's supposed to be to you, man. But like your brother said, in this society, hell no. These women, they're not doing nothing to fulfill your desires or make sure you're okay or considering your ways, especially. And you would think especially when you teach the Bible, when you teach the scriptures, like they have nothing. It's even worse,
Right.
You know, it's even worse.
Right.
That's how you know this place is freaking hell, man.
Yeah. It's not your rest.
It's not your rest. It says, set the heart aright and constantly endure and make not haste in time of trouble.
Make not haste in time of trouble. Because, you know, in hell, you'll make a hasty decision to get out to hell.
Yeah.
You'll try to do everything possible as fast as possible, whether it's a get money quick scheme, a scam, you know, messing with the people, you know, in the world, whatever. You try to find an avenue to get out that hell. But the scriptures say, make not haste. You know, you got to meditate, whether you pray, talk to the brothers, receive counsel, you know. That's what the brotherhood is for.
Yeah.
Your elders and apostles are for. Your high-ranking brothers, your elders of your camps. You receive counsel. Make not haste at the time of trouble. There got to be some brother that you could confide in the truth.
Yeah.
That lone wolf shit.
You ain't gonna survive, man.
You ain't going to survive.
Yeah.
Lone wolves get chewed by wolves,
Yeah.
which is spirits and demons.
Yeah.
All right?
And that's the thing. The scripture's not a contradiction. Yeah, the scriptures say, handle your. Let me not butcher it. Fully persuaded. No, endure like a horse soldier.
Yeah. Endure harness as a soldier.
As a soldier. Yeah, which means at the end of the day, we are fighting for our own salvation. You know, but even though we're fighting to be saved, our acts within the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai is really. We're not thinking about ourselves. We're thinking about doing the work of the Lord to save other people. So this, in its true essence, this to be a man of the Lord is really you thinking about others. You know, you think about yourself. You battling. Of course, it's about saving yourself, but saving yourself is about thinking about others. You know, I just had it in my head. I just lost how I was going to phrase it. But you're selfless.
Right.
That's the point.
The truth is a selfless thing.
It's a selfless act.
Yeah.
You know, the water is a spirit.
Yeah.
You know, it's a selfless act. Even though if you understand what I'm saying, because just to get to the point, yeah, you're in it to save yourself, and you got to fight your own battle, so to speak. But that don't mean you can't lean on a brother. You know, that don't mean you can't talk to the brother and confide in him. To some brothers that are like-minded, even more like-minded, like you with your spirit,
right?
You know, and ultimately we got the brotherhood, and through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. You know,
that's right.
And I always say, Lord willing, through the spirit, when you look at a brother, you're looking at Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
We are Yahweh Shai. So, hey man, because I did a special on it. I'm always thinking about it when Scripture said, I got a precept on that. Like, if I can bring it out, you do okay. You got to deny yourself, man. Right? You got to deny yourself. And, you know, and that's what it's about. That's the true essence of this scripture, of this truth. Denying yourself, right? Because what is yourself? Yourself is attached to the world. Yourself is attached to the flesh, and we're against this flesh. I joke around with the brothers sometimes. I stick the middle finger at myself sometimes because I don't like this flesh. You know, I don't trust myself. I trust. There's no such thing in myself. When you have the Spirit of the Lord in you, that's how it shines you, man. Yeah. That's why when you hear the Lord in Matthew the 17th chapter, what the Lord said, He said He was talking to the Heavenly Father and He was praying to Him. He said, "Look, mine are thine and thine are mine. Right? I'm in you and you're in me and I'm in them. Right? We're all one. So if you believe in Yahweh Shai, you believe He's in the Lord, the Most High is within Yahweh Shai. You got to believe you're in Yahweh Shai and in the Most High. It's vice versa. That means we're all one. We're all one, man. So that means what is this? When you look in the mirror, you're not who you think you're looking at. You're not looking at yourself. Pertaining to 2 Corinthians, the 5th chapter, we have a body made with our hands in the spiritual realm. Right. You know, but Salak, you had some? I had some too.
Yeah, this is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 3.
Oh, okay.
Thou therefore,
and get 2 and 12 after that too.
Endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach. It says,
you might as well just read the 12 too. But anyway, read that again, Salah.
thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier for Yahushua Mashiach.
Yeah, so why would the Lord say endure hardness? He didn't say, because how can you, let me say it like this. Why would you, can you endure easiness? Does that make sense?
Exactly.
You can't endure, it's easy. You're not enduring it because endure means basically make hard.
Right.
So that right there shows you that this truth is about going through hard times. There's nothing easy about this, which shows you that people in the churches, they don't, you got to be going through spiritual battles and growth and obstacles to being this truth.
Right.
And that endures hardness. That involves breaking the old man, because all your habits are in this body.
Right.
And you're trying to separate yourself from this body. That's what it means to be a man of the Lord. The man of the Lord, at the end of the day, knows that when he looks in the mirror, that's not himself. That's a part of yourself. That's a manifestation of your spirit, but in a negative light. But that inner man, hey, the scriptures say, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. That's in St. John, 1 John, the 4th chapter, I think 4:4, or something like that.
Right.
So it's all about what's in us. And what's in us is Yahushua. And with that, you fast, you pray, you read, you talk to brothers, you talk to the spirits of Yahushua, which is the brothers reading and praying.
It says, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life.
Beautiful, there you go. No man that warreth, no man that's battling, right? Which shows you, is the battle easy? No. Unless you're Mike Tyson or something. But even Mike, for Mike to get where he's at, he had to work hard as hell to get where he's at.
Right.
Even the greatest fighters had to go some shit to get where they're at. Michael Jordan, he faced adversity. He faced hardships to be great.
Right.
You can't be great without going through hardships, man. And the number one greatest being ever is Yahushua. People want to talk about the greatest ever. Who's the greatest ever? Is Yahushua, man.
That's right.
He's the greatest ever. Because he's the one that made this so-called anybody great in this world.
Thank you.
You talk about Michael Jordan, you talk about Mike Tyson. Well, who made them great? Yahushua did, man. He's the greatest. And what made him the greatest? He's the only one on earth who didn't commit any sin throughout the world's history. That's great, man. And how did he do it? He did it through the spirit of the Most High, man. Always praising the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and embracing and pushing out his word that he is of the Son and that he made it through because of the Most High. So he's the greatest. But my point is, him going through that, it wasn't easy. Because the Lord had all white hair for two reasons. Number one, it represented, well, not number one, but one of them was stress. And stress obviously doesn't come by kicking your feet up and sipping a Long Island iced tea in an island somewhere. You get stressed out by going through hardships. And the Lord was going through hell while he's preaching the word, man. Right? And then also the white hair accounted for his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which shows you who he really was. He was the ultimate son and had the wisdom of the Most High.
It says, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chose him to be a soldier.
See, beautiful. See? Yeah. Man. Yeah. Again, it's a lot.
It says, no man that warreth.
Telling you that right there that you're going to be going to battle. You're going to be going to war. Well, war is not easy. So we know right there it's not easy. In this faith, you have to battle your flesh. That's the ultimate test. Battle your ways, which at the end of the day, you got to figure out this body is just a vessel for your soul of the spirit of Yahushua, and you got to fight against this, man.
So it's a battle with yourself.
There you go. Come, brother.
The battle of good and evil, the battle of doing right from wrong.
Yep.
It says, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life.
Entangling, just like when you going on a spider's web, and you entangle yourself in a spider's web or something. Right. We don't tangle ourselves in the web of the affairs of this hell in this life.
Right.
With whatever we're going through. Now, look, you're going to go through hell. You're going to go through ups and downs. But a man of the Lord will always rise up out of that. The scriptures say that a man should fall, 7 times? All right. But what a difference between a man of the Lord, he ain't going to stay down. Right. He's going to rise up. He's going to pray. He's going to, well, the number one thing is he's going to have a contrite spirit. Right. Number one. That's how you know a mark of a man like, damn, that he has a sincere, conscious spirit. If he goes off, he feels really wrong about it.
Right.
And he's thinking about it. It's
Right.
not like, oh, I did something lollygagging and oh, I just pray and I'll be all right. No, you really conflicted. You really conflicted, man. You know, which is a good thing because you really taking seriously offending the Most High. You want to be as right as you can for the Spirit of the Lord to do the right thing. And that's what the Lord's looking for, that contrite spirit. And at the end of the day, that's why the scriptures say in much knowledge is much sorrow. Okay, because this world gives you true heaviness. You know, but anyway, the affairs of your life tend to bring people down. And at the end of the day, like we were just talking, those are, when you analyze the things, your affairs in your life, they're all attached to feelings. And those feelings are all attached to this world, to this current third world dimension, which this is in our world. You know what I mean? Our world is a kingdom.
Right.
You know, our true feelings are going to be pure in the kingdom, man.
That's right.
Whether it be love, you know, Apostle always says this, you know, where he says, you think you know hate? Right. And Esau has shown hate, man. Casting, killing our women, cutting the conquistadors, invading the land of this land, killing the Native Americans, splitting their stomachs open, taking their babies out, their baby fetuses, and playing sword shish kebab with them, cutting our men up so much that they were cutting up the Native American men and selling them. Men would buy a quarter pound of leg or quarter pound of arms to sell to their dogs, pieces of the Native Americans, man. That's hate. Like, guess what? Apostle R says, in the kingdom of heaven, you're going to know what true hate is when we get our hands, when the Lord puts the Spirit on us to deal with Esau the way he should be dealt with in the kingdom, man. Right? When he's going to be a slave. We're going to totally... You think what he did to us here in this world is bad? You ain't see nothing yet. You ain't see nothing. Because... Oh, it's a wrap?
It's a wrap.
Oh, okay. Well, you ain't see nothing. The kingdom's coming. That's right. And like we saying, don't let these stuff bring you down, man, because what are these feelings attached to? This fucking world, man. So you just got to challenge Yahweh Shai, keep reading, keep fighting. Yeah, when you fight, hey, I did a video before we go. I said, one of the videos I did, you're not going to win every battle, but make sure you win the war. All right? You're not going to win every battle. Most battles you're going to lose. But you're going to win the war, though. Right. Just like a guy's getting beat up throughout the whole 12 rounds. In the 12th round, he comes up with a pat, and he won the match. That's right. You know? Because we go overcome with Yahweh Shai. That's right. Oh, yeah. One last. Okay. Because you said overcome. I got to get it. Yeah, man. I got to get it. You overcome by Yahweh Shai. This is the Lord. Matthew 16, verse, hold on. This is St. John 16. Hold up. The Spirit. It says, St. John 16, verse 33. Perfect. It says, these things have I spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. That's right. That's right. Be of good cheer. He overcame the world. So if Yahweh Shai overcame the world, the servant's not greater than his master, we're going to overcome the world as well. That's right. With that, we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shai. Until next time, we say Shalom.